Hey guys! So I thought this foundation was too dark for my skin, but it's not. I think I've gotten tan enough for it now. So with foundation, it's important to make sure that you blend it down to your neck and also to blend it on your hairline and make sure that there's no streaks going on or nothing like that, because that is not a good look. Now most of the time you're going to want to set a foundation. If you do set a foundation, make sure you don't put too much powder. If not, you'll end up with kind of like almost like a mask on your face. Now yes, you can use bright blushes, but it's all about how much you put on your brush. And remember, a blush, you can always add more, so a little bit at first is better than adding a whole lot at one time. Now bronzer. Bronzer is kind of difficult to use, but once you get a hang of it, it'll get easier. Also, make sure you're using the right kind of brush, because if not, you'll end up with this streaky lines like you'll see in a little bit. So always, you have to make sure you blend, blend, blend. Blending is like your BFF. For highlighter, I wouldn't choose something that's shimmery because now it's just going to look like eyeshadow fell off your eye. I would go for a couple shades lighter than your powder foundation. And concealer, don't try to use something that's too white, because if not, it'll just call attention to your under eye areas. So just go 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation. So if you don't use primer, I definitely recommend it, especially if you're going to be using really bright colors like this. Now when it comes to eyeshadow, make sure your color combinations aren't too extreme. Yes, you can put red and blue together, but if red and blue is what you're trying to achieve, only use those 2 colors. Focus on 1 or 2 colors, but don't go any more than that. Also, your shadow placement is very important. You don't want to go too high or up on your brow bone, and you don't want to go too out, like on your corners, because then it'll look kind of interesting. And it's kind of funny how much difference blending can make. So, you know, as opposed to having the colors like almost like a stripe on your eye, or kind of like you can tell where the colors are divided, make sure to blend. Like I said before, blending is your best friend when it comes to makeup. And on your inner corners, always apply a light color, because if not, you'll end up with this bruised eye looking effect. For eyebrows, it's also very important that you don't overdraw them. I know I'm missing some like hairs from some places, but that shouldn't give me a reason to change my eyebrow shape like a ton. For highlighting, never use a color on your brow bone, because it is going to look quite interesting, as you can see here. Always go for something that's your skin color or a little bit lighter, and I definitely would not recommend that it had shimmer in it. Now the trick to makeup is that if you have bold eyeshadow, make sure you go with a more neutral lip, and if you have a bold lip, make sure you go with a more neutral look on the eyes. So you can fill in your lips a little bit, but don't overdraw them to the point where they look like chola lips. And the only way you get that effect is by using a lip liner that is super dark and not blending. So that's it. Oh wait, just kidding. It's liner time! So when drawing eyeliner, there is a way that you can go a little bit too far, and here's how. If your eyeliner is taking more than half of the space of your eyeshadow, that's probably a little too much. And if you're adding a wing, make sure you don't go too far out, because if not, it's going to look like your eyes are going to fly out of your head. here's the finished look. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.